The Arizona Cardinals went all the way to the NFC Championship last year, but lost 49-15. What will be their fate this season? We're about to discuss it. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. What the hell is going on? You're sitting down, you're damn right. You know, I've gained a good amount of subscribers lately, so y'all haven't seen me sit down, but I sit down from time to time, and I just kind of got tired of standing up. Today I wanted to sit down and record here. I'm in the study room, what we call the study room in my household, although there's not been much studying going on this summer, but it doesn't matter. We're about to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. And as I said in the intro, this is a team that got their ass kicked in the NFC Championship. And it's fair to wonder, it's fair to ask, what will be their fate this season? Well, let me tell you this. I'm in love with this football team. I'm already on the record. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to the Super Bowl. Well, I'm ready to announce, guess who I have winning the Super Bowl? It's the Arizona Cardinals. I'm on board. I'm all in with Arizona this season. We're about to talk about this team, look at their strengths, their weaknesses, look at their schedule, and then get the hell out of here. Let's start with their strengths. And there's too many, so we're just gonna have to pick one. Let's start with the running backs, okay? David Johnson. The guy was really good in limited play last year. Well, he really wasn't too limited, but a little limited. He wasn't a complete workhorse. This year, they're talking him up. They're saying that he's going to be a workhorse this season, to which I say good, because the guy's extremely talented. And then behind him, you have Chris Johnson, who was damn good in his own right last year. The guy finally learned how to read offensive lines, how to read defenses last year. He relearned how to do that. He was sitting on his couch and he was like, "Oh man, I gotta learn how to read defenses if I'm gonna come back." He sat down, he studied. Bruce Arians taught him how to study. He's back, and he's pretty freaking good. The running backs, I think this is the second best running back core in the NFL in terms of a starter and a backup. Yes, I mean, this is a hell of a 1-2 duo right here. I think it's just behind the Pittsburgh Steelers of Le'Veon Bell and DeAngelo Williams. We move on to the next strength, the wide receivers. Larry Fitzgerald regained his position as a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL last season with over 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. I've been very critical of Larry Fitzgerald in recent years because he really, to me, wasn't nearly the wide receiver he'd been in years past. Hadn't had 1,000 yards for about 3 seasons. But then last season, we saw the old Larry Fitzgerald. Okay, and by the old Larry Fitzgerald, we mean the young Larry Fitzgerald. We saw him yet again. Now he's turning 33. Yeah, I still think he has, probably 2 or 3 years left. He should be definitely good for this season. We know that at least. Continue that, Larry, because I don't want to see the 2013, 2014 Larry. That Larry's okay. That Larry's he's still good, but he's not great like the Larry that we saw last season. Michael Floyd, a little bit of a disappointment. What was he, the 15th overall draft pick in the 2012 NFL draft? You'd like to find a number 1 wide receiver there, and he's a pretty good number 2, right? He's an above average number 2 wide receiver in this league, and that's no problem. I mean, it's not like he's a bad player. He's a good football player, right? He's just not the number 1 1,000-yard guy we hoped he'd be, but he's pretty freaking good. We also have John Brown. We also have Jaron Brown. And we also have J.J. Nelson, 5th round pick out of UAB, who had 300 yards last season and his rookie season. He's going to improve upon that. We're talking about an above average number 1 wide receiver, an above average number 2 wide receiver, an above average number 3 wide receiver, an above average number 4 wide receiver, and above average number 5 wide receiver. Love the wide receivers here. for the Arizona Cardinals. I almost forgot what team I was talking about. Let's move on to the quarterback, Carson Palmer. Played absolutely tremendous last season. People want to talk about, oh, what a horrible playoff performance. Carson Palmer sinks in the playoffs. Well, he had a horrible NFC Championship game, but I thought his game against the Packers was pretty good. Yeah, he had 2 interceptions. He also had 3 touchdowns. The guy was pretty good to me. He wasn't great, but he was a playoff performance. You see, the thing is, who the hell is great in the playoffs consistently as a quarterback? There's nobody, okay? Tom Brady has bad games in the playoffs. The Peyton Manning, okay? Aaron Rodgers. Nobody dominates in the playoffs. Joe Flacco is the one weirdo that can come in the playoffs and play well every year whenever he makes it. Everyone else struggles in the playoffs, okay? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they struggle, okay? They have bad games in the playoffs. Eli Manning also one of the weirdos that does well consistently. But, everyone struggles in the playoffs, okay? Get over it. And, in Cincinnati, there are plenty of games that they should have won fine, but they're the underdogs against Carolina, and they lost, whatever. This year, I expect him to take them far enough, and then, hell, lean on the run game, dog. The run game is going to be good. Just lean on it, man. There's no problem there. The next strength for me would be the secondary, okay? I like the secondary. We're talking about the cornerbacks in Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu. Now, we know Tyrann Mathieu is a little bit of a hybrid, a little bit of a safety / corner, but I think he plays the majority of his snaps at that slot corner position, so I put him at slot corner. But, hey, Patrick Peterson, number 1 cornerback in this league, no question there. I think he's even getting better, to be quite honest with you. Tyrann Mathieu got activated off of the PUP list yesterday. Good. Okay, so he's going to be back healthy. That's nice to see. Other cornerback, a little bit of a question right now. Brandon Williams, the former running back turned cornerback. The guy, I don't know much about him, and neither do you, okay? I see Arizona Cardinal fans saying, oh, he's going to be good. You don't know that. Shut up. You don't know that. Let's see how he is, okay? In preseason, he looked okay. We didn't see anything either way to say he's going to be good or he's going to be bad. He's a rookie and a guy that just transitioned from running back. So, I think he's going to struggle. I don't think you can go from guarding, some SEC wide receiver Pharaoh Cooper, to guarding, Jordy Nelson, especially if you've only been playing cornerback for 1 year, so he's gonna struggle. Justin Bethel, who's okay, I don't think he's bad at all. I just, not very inspiring. So the cornerbacks, though, when you have Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu, and the depth there is okay, yeah, it's gonna be a strength for me. From there, I considered putting the offensive line, but there are some questions there, so let's talk about that. So, offensive line, I think it's going to be good, right? Okay, I think we're talking about Jared Veldheer on the left side, left tackle position, Mike Iupati, who the 49ers, why do they ever let go of Mike Iupati? No one will ever know. You're talking about right guard Evan Mathis, who you signed from the Denver Broncos. He played great for them. Getting a little old, he should be good again, but again, should. Let's go ahead and underline that. But then center and right tackle are questions right now. A.Q. Shipley, right? Guy hasn't been very impressive at all in his stint in Indianapolis for a couple years. In his stints elsewhere, not been very good. I don't have much faith in him. And then DJ Humphries, the right tackle, first round pick last year out of Florida. We knew he was a project, and now the project is over. We'll see how good he is. I don't know yet. Can't put it as a strength. I think it's good. For ranking the 32 offensive lines in the league, it's probably 12th or something around there. I think it's good. Not quite a strength for me, but it definitely can be. Something else that definitely can be is the defensive line. Let's start there. Okay, Calais Campbell, he's great. Other two, we don't know yet. Robert Nkemdiche, I'm sure you love him. I don't. I'm on the record. I call him Robert Clowndiche. He's a clown to me. They're talking about, he needs to stay away from his brother. What kind of conversation is that? Every time you hear that, this person's family member is giving them hell, causing trouble, it never works out. It always causes problems throughout their career because people can't just cut off their family members. They just can't do it. I think he's a clown. I think in terms of his football play, I think he's inconsistent. his effort wavers. Maybe Bruce Arians can get it out of him. I don't know. I don't have much faith in him. And then you have Gunter in the middle there as well. Frosty Rucker on the defensive line. Yeah, I think it's good. I just don't think that it's great. I couldn't put it as a strength, but it's not a weakness, okay? It's not. Linebackers, okay? Outside linebackers can definitely be a strength, okay? I think Chandler Jones is great. I don't know why New England Patriots fans are so savage against him, saying, oh, good, we got rid of him. I mean, what idiots. This guy had 12 and a half sacks and 4 forced fumbles. You're not going to find that kind of production. I don't care that some people like to say that, oh, he didn't show up in big games. Shut up. The guy's a good defensive end in this league. What the hell are you talking about? Marcus Golden, I think he's a little bit overrated, but in terms of like whenever you're watching Sunday Night Football, Chris Collins like, oh, Marcus Golden, this guy's gonna be a great player. What have you seen to indicate that? He had some nice plays, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, some nice plays during those Sunday Night Football games. I don't know if he's a 10-sack guy yet. Let's wait off on that. I think he's good. Let's see how good, okay? But it's, this position could definitely be a strength. Inside, you have Dayon Buchanan, assuming he's actually lining up inside, because sometimes he'll line up as safety, strong safety, and then sometimes he'll line up in the linebackers and dime packages and whatnot. But he's definitely good, right? No questions there. And Kevin Minter, never been a big Kevin Minter fan, even back to his days at LSU. I don't like Kevin Minter at all. I think he's the worst starter on this defense, even worse than Brandon Williams and Robert Nkemdiche, and we haven't seen them play. Okay, I'm just not a big fan of Kevin Minter at all. But look at the safeties. Again, good. Couldn't quite put it as a strength, though. Assuming Tyrann Mathieu, again, we're putting him at the slot corner position. Then we're talking about Tony Jefferson, who is good. Okay, at strong safety, he's good. And then we're also talking about Tyvon Branch. I don't know. I've never been a big Tyvon Branch fan in his entire career. I think he's fine. I don't think he's great, so I couldn't put the safeties as a strength. But it was pretty close. The good thing is, like, when you look at this defense as a whole, it's good. In fact, it's really good. There's again, the worst starter is freaking Kevin Minter, right? And then we'll see what we get from Clown Dichi and from Brandon Williams. So right now, for me, the defense, it's really good. It's really, really good. There's only one weakness for me on the entire football team, and that'd be the tight ends. The tight ends stink. Okay, Jermaine Gresham, the guy, I think he's done. He hasn't really played that many years in his career. I think it's like 5 or 6, but I think he's already done. The guy had a dip in production, really unimpressive to me on film. I saw nothing from him. I think he's finished. Darren Fells, who cares? There's another guy, I can't even remember right now. Troy Nicholas, more of a run blocker. He was in like 150 run snaps and only 50 pass snaps, and he had a couple cute touchdown catches, like 2 last year. Who cares? The tight ends stink, right? But the good thing is, who cares? If your tight ends are bad, but then you have 3 great wide receivers, who gives a I don't cuss on this channel, but I almost did. Who cares? Okay? The point is, who cares? In fact, who cares? This is my channel. Who gives a shit? Okay? If your tight ends suck, when you have 3 good wide receivers, who the hell cares? So the roster is great, okay? Let's look at the schedule. Now, let me tell you this right now, okay? So, if you don't know already, because a lot of Cardinal fans are going to stumble upon this and they've never watched me before, I'm giving out wins and losses to each and every team in the NFL. Okay, I'm giving out 256 wins and 256 losses. What I like to do is I like to be pretty conservative when it comes to the great teams. I rarely, in fact, I haven't done it yet, give teams 13, 14, 15 wins. Why? Because I'd rather just save them for, when I'm trying to give the Lions some more wins, or the Bills some more wins, or the Dolphins some more wins. I'd rather just save them. So, when I went through the schedule, right, I only counted 2 losses, okay? And those 2 losses were at Seattle and at Carolina. Those were the only losses I counted. However, I'm predicting 12-4, and this is my rationale. Number 1, again, I'm trying to save wins. And then number 2, I think there are some trap game potentials on this entire schedule. So, again, you guys are in the NFC West. I think there's only 1 loss here, and I think that's at Seattle. But You guys did lose to the LA Rams last year in Arizona. And I think the Rams are worse than they were last year, so you guys should beat them. But again, you should. And then San Francisco, you guys should beat them. I think you definitely will, but, we'll see. It could be a little bit of a trap. So I think it's 5-1 against the NFC West. Against the AFC East, right? I'm assuming that Buffalo and Miami won't be very good, but assuming one of them could possibly be like an 8-8 team, this could have some upset potential there. So just keep an eye out for both of those games. You get to face New England without Tom Brady. That is God's gift to you. Congratulations on that. And then you get to host the New York Jets. You should win that game. I think you will win that game. I don't think there's much question there. You guys also go up against the NFC, NFC North? Yeah, NFC North. No, not even the NFC North. The NFC South, excusez-moi. Go up against the NFC South. This includes going to Atlanta. You guys should beat Atlanta. I don't see any question there, but going to Carolina, yeah, I think you guys are going to lose to Carolina. You guys host New Orleans. I think New Orleans might upset you. I'm pretty high on New Orleans this year. I think they're going to be a big-time wild card contender, and they may ruin my bold prediction of the Chicago Bears making the playoffs. So I think the New Orleans Saints may sneak up on you here, and then again you host the other NFC South team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Don't be surprised. Jameis Winston can win some games now. He can upset some teams, and he may pull one over on you this week 2 games. So just look out for that. So my prediction is 12-4. Really, it probably could have easily been 13-3, to be quite honest with you. When it came to just coming down with to my last few wins that I was giving out, 256 wins, 256 losses, I had to deck down the Cardinals 1 loss, or deck them up 1 loss, deck them down 1 win. But really, when you look at the schedule, they're probably going to go 13-3. Best case scenario, though, honestly, I really feel like you're going to lose to Seattle and Carolina, right? I think that's just what's going to happen. So I say 14-2. 15-1, it could be possible, but no, I'd say 14-2 is the best case scenario. And then the worst case scenario, I'm going with 11-5. Like, it's not going to be worse than that. A lot of people think that the demise of Carson Palmer is upcoming. Look at his playoff performance. He's starting to get bad again. Look at the end of the regular season. I don't see that. And even if he is, okay, let's assume he is. Guys, they can rely on the run game and their defense. So worst case scenario is 11-5. But again, my prediction is 12-4, although it could easily be 13-3. So there you go. Well, there is my Arizona Cardinals 2016 NFL season preview. What do you think about the upcoming Arizona Cardinals season? Comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, and most importantly to subscribe, because every single damn day, new season preview. Well, that's a damn lie. It's not been every single damn day lately, but hey, 32 teams, 32 days, we are doing that. Season previews uploaded on this channel consistently. So there you go. They're playing my music, and you know what that means. This has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.